And we're letting everybody know the new link. So we're just going to give that a few moments. This is the joys of live online church. And if I can just explain that the issue is that somebody, which is not Gateway Church own the rights to the video. And there is somebody somewhere, I think it might be Serbia or somewhere like that, that is trying to claim that they own Robert Morris's teaching. So we knew that this was an issue, but we didn't know that they would take it down today, and that's not good. So we're back here again, and hopefully this will be helpful. So yes, let's just see. Good. Shall we just have a chat and then hopefully, I can't see the link. Can somebody send me the link as well? This is fun.
Send it to you. We're back online now.
Can you send it to me on WhatsApp. Facebook? So WhatsApp, yeah, great. So that's the situation, and our apologies for that. So we hope you're all joining us. There's 39 people. Good. Joys of live TV.
You're still with us.
I'm going to tell you who that was. That was Satan, wasn't it?
Wow.
That was the devil, because that teaching was pure gold.
That was good.
And
Incredible.
it's just strange, that it's that one video that this company, they do that with numerous churches. They say, we own this. They don't own it at all, because that copyright is owned by Gateway Church in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
So this church do not own this in the slightest. And they'll get a little message from Pastor Roy. They'll get the wrath of Todd.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what happened, actually, because we, believe it or not, on our YouTube channel, I'll let you know behind the scenes, we actually put up these videos. We do extensive research. We put up these videos to make sure that there are no issues with them in advance, you see. And so this company tried to block that one video. Wow. And of course, then I got onto YouTube and said, if this persists, we will then inform Gateway Church. And they immediately released it. And so the blockage was cleared on it, and then we were able to use it. So we weren't expecting that today. Sorry for the interruption, but hey, you'll be talking about it for years to come. Won't you?
Could we find? I guess we could put the link of that actual preach still.
We can certainly do that. Let's do that as well. Let's put the link to that preach. I mean, there was only a few minutes to go anyway. We were coming towards an end, talking about the miracle of the loaves and fish and principles of multiplication. It was brilliant. It was good.
It was so powerful.
Word. Brilliant teaching. Let's have a little chat about it then. More people are joining us. Okay, we've got a good big chunk of the people who were there. Good, I would say 75%. Big Chris says, watch out for the Serbs.
Oh, brilliant.
It was the Russian. I'm telling you, the Russians did it. I'm telling you, Putin doesn't like tithing. I'm telling you.
5G, all of it.
I'm telling you.
It's going wild.
Honestly, the conspiracy theories are going wild here today, aren't they? The miracle of a lot of people get it in their minds. The miracle of the 5 loaves and is it 5 loaves and 2 fish? A lot of people think he just went abracadabra, boom, and it just happened. It didn't happen like that.
No.
Talk about that. He talked about there was a demand of faith. It was blessed first. What is the significance of that, do you think?
So I think it's really interesting, isn't it? Because you're so true. When we think about this miracle, we expect the big shebang, and here we are. But actually, they had to give it to Jesus, and then Jesus gave it back to them, and then they were responsible for what they did with it afterwards. And I think that really challenges us with our giving. When we give it to God, obviously God gives back to us, and it's like, okay, well, you're responsible for what you do with it, and what are you going to do with it? And I think that this is quite challenging, because it's not talking about tithing, it's talking about God empowering you with your own finances. How am I going to do that? And you could, as Pastor Robert said, the disciples could have thought, oh, brilliant, I've got a loaf, and just eat it themselves, and that's right. They could have done that, but by actually giving it away, what they did was they experienced the miracle, and there was multiplication in that.
But he talked about the first thing that happened was it was blessed.
Yeah.
He blessed. That's the first thing. Well, he broke it and then he blessed it. What's the significance of the blessing?
The blessing.
What does that mean?
It goes to show how important, and you look through the Bible and there's definitely that principle of taking your first fruits to God for it to be blessed. And it just shows the significance of us seeking God's blessing on our finances, but then not just our finances, all areas of our lives. It shows that when we've got God's blessing, then things multiply when we go out and use those things that he's blessed for his kingdom and to bless people. So we are blessed to blessed, and then when we bless, we're blessed in return as well. And that whole principle of multiplication there, like none of that would have happened unless it was first blessed by Jesus, and none of that would have happened unless it's subsequently gone out to bless other people with it as well. And it just shows that actually we are blessed to bless others as well.
Yes, that's a good. But it demanded faith, right?
Yeah, I loved the line that Pastor Robert Morris said, which was that this doesn't make sense, but it works.
Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? Like, you kind of think about that. Oh, yeah, so, we want to be a blessing to other people. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is give away 10%. And there is that element of faith that actually we're trusting God. We're not trusting how this can make sense in the sums in our mind and the maths and everything. But actually we're trusting that, hey, if I give this to God first, then he is going to enable me to be a blessing to so many more people.
Yes, that's so true. Then he came out with this line, and this line just got me. This line just got me. The miracle didn't happen in the master's hands, but in the disciples' hands.
Yeah.
Shoot.
When he said that, Pastor Roy, I was like, I had never seen it in that perspective before, because you sort of think, I've always kind of thought of it as Jesus broke it and just gave them like all these little pieces and then he just kept growing in his hands. But the way he took that analogy and actually made you realize that actually it's so interesting to know that it was when they went away and they started giving it away that the multiplication began to happen. Because I can put myself in their shoes, and you're thinking like, this is finishing, like this is getting to the end, like where is this food going to come from? Like all of the doubts that must be going through their mind when they're sitting them down in groups of 50, and you're looking at the loaf of bread in your hand thinking, how's that going to grow? And then it does. So it shows that it's actually when we go off and we do what God asks us to do, it's not always going to make sense, but when we seek God's blessing first, and then we go off in obedience and do what we've been asked to do and serve and bless other people, that's when we see the multiplication happen. Like I don't think I've been able to ever mathematically work out how God's blessings happen. They just do, and they only happen in obedience.
Well, if you could work it out, that wouldn't require faith.
Exactly, because you just do the formula.
Because faith is not formulaic.
Exactly.
Faith is messy. Faith doesn't make a lot of sense. That's the point. And just looking back over the entire series then, so we've done 4 weeks of this before Satan tried to interrupt us. Any reflections on the whole series, lessons that we can learn, etc.?
So I think it's just been an incredible 4 series. I think what it has done is it's really presented tithing, it's really presented giving, in a whole new way for a lot of people. And I think it really gets to the crux of it is to do with your heart and to do with the fact that actually, am I going to follow Jesus? Am I going to be obedient? Because it's I think obedience is quite a good key as well, because so often we want Jesus to follow us and to do what we want him to do, to answer our prayers. But this takes a level of faith, but it also requires obedience. Am I going to trust God and do what he says? And it's interesting that Jesus said to the disciples, he said in this, as we've just looked in Luke 9, that he said, right, okay, you go away and give it out. And it required them to, regardless of what they might have thought, they actually said, oh, I'm going to follow what Jesus has said. And so for me, when I look at this whole series, I think that the challenge is, am I going to follow what the Bible says, or am I going to choose to do it my own way? And am I going to choose to think of it in a different way? And I think you're so true, isn't it? People don't, when I've heard, through the years, people say, oh, I don't agree with tithing. They never would be tithing like 15% or, maybe 20%. It's always lower. And actually that's an issue of your heart and an issue of integrity as well. So for me, I love this series. I love it because it really, it doesn't teach prosperity. It teaches obedience and trusting God. And actually, if you watch the rest of the video that we interrupted, Pastor Morris goes on to say that he was really challenged to give away things in his life. So he just felt God challenge him to give away his house and his cars, but he felt that God said, what would you like? And he prayed that his marriage would have God's blessing. And he said, the best thing I got was 35 years plus now that I've had a great marriage. And I love that, because it's not like he was like, oh, can I have a bigger car or can I have a bigger house? It was actually, God, could you bless me? And so for me, just seeing how this can impact not just your finances, but actually your whole life is really empowering and really
Welcome
refreshing.
to everybody who's back again. We had a little incident. The Russians tried to stop us talking about tithing, but we're back again. So it's good. I think pretty much everybody's back again.
Good.
So people are even commenting who never normally comment. Nathan Fatola.
Nathan Fatola.
He's obviously
Hi, Nathan.
Honestly,
Welcome to the
he
stream.
would never normally comment, but then as soon as there's a little incident, he's on there.
Drama.
Some people just love the dramas, don't they? But hey, listen, it's been great to have you with us today. So we had there's an incident again. There's a company that claimed to own Gateway's video, but actually they have nothing to do with it whatsoever. We had a little. I think a lot of churches have an issue with this particular company. But what we'll do this. We'll probably try and do a clever thing where we'll put both sections of the service together, and then we'll edit out the part that
Like it never happened.
It'll look like it never happened. But that'll make it. So this part here, when people are saying they're back again, people say, "What are you talking about?"
What are you talking about? The thing that didn't happen that you don't know happened.
I'm just imagining the dramas that went around all across the area. John, it's off. It's off. People just pointing at the TV. It's off.
Where's it gone?
Where did they go?
Where have they gone?
Get the phone.
Some of you thought the rapture just happened.
Oh,
Repent now. Repent.
Wow.
can you imagine?
Maybe we should do a shot where it's just
We should
like
have done
the
that.
mind.
That's what we should do.
Oh, we're gone.
Just like
church is gone.
leave our clothes on the chairs and just run out.
Wow, okay, that's taking us.
maybe not.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, it's fun.
Extreme.
It's fun. We'll laugh about these days and years to come. So just to let you know again, for everybody who's that was great teaching.
That was good.
Great
That was
teaching.
outstanding teaching, and we're just so grateful for Robert Morris for just making that teaching again. What they want that teaching to be available.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
resource for a lot of people, and we're just grateful for that teaching as well. So if you missed it, we'll make sure you get the link to it at least. Don't forget, we're back for Easter services. By the way, somebody recently said to me, "What about the whole live streaming services thing? Is that going to happen?" And of course, the answer is yes.
Yep.
There will always be an online aspect to church. That's going to be standard from here on in. And every Sunday, we're going to be live streaming our 11 a.m. service.
Good.
So that's going to be standard practice. And we're going to have a little bit of a format to that as well for our online community. We totally get it. For some of you, for example, the way that you work or the hours that you work, I mean, you can't physically get there on a Sunday. So we're going to have a live streaming thing, and also there'll be some hosts on that as well. So they'll guide you through it. We'll call them our online pastors each week, and then afterwards they'll have a little chat about the message and so on as well. So you'll get to see the service plus a few little extras as well. But here's the heart of these pastors, right? We're encouraging you to come back.
Good.
Absolutely.
Because the benefits of being together are huge. And let me tell you what's really, I am longing to get back even for the sake of my little girl. Our little girl Sophia, she recognizes the presence of God, doesn't she? And she keeps asking, when's the big church opening again? She keeps asking that. When's the big church open again? And we want her to really enter into the presence of God. We want her when we begin. I play on the piano sometimes. Waymaker, and she sings "Waymaker Up."
She does.
Waymaker, may we will work. That's what she sings. It's very, very powerful, really. Waymaker up. So she sings Waymaker.
I love the translation.
But when she sings that, like she raises her hand and she worships God, and that's what I want. I want want my little girl. I want that generation to really be introduced to the presence of God. And of course, you can't replicate that any other way than being together. Same with the Beacon. We're going to be back 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. We're going to make sure we try and live stream one of those services on the new Facebook page. But ultimately, if you can be there, that's infinitely better on all kinds of levels, for fellowship, for worship, for the experience, for being together, for communion, of course, as well. And so we are so looking forward to that. So we're looking forward to that very much. So make sure you get booked in. junctionchurch.net is where you can book in, choose your service. Don't forget Good Friday. If you're part of the big in, come and join us at Delisle, Good Friday evening. There's going to be some great worship. The worship, you sent me through during the week a little sample of the song. There's a medley going on there.
Of songs, as the main Easter performance piece.
Interspersed by Bible readings.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Amazing.
Honestly, this is going to be really, really
so
special.
excited.
And of course, we're going to be receiving communion together on Good Friday as well. And then Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, we're going to have a big party. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. So one more thing to mention, which is that Planted in the House, that's for anybody who's new into the life of our church family. And you're saying, I want to know more about this. Planted in the House is exactly where you're going to find that. It'll be us four. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
that. It'll be us four, right? We'll be sitting
right.
and we'll just chat about the church, where we're heading, where we've been, what we're believing for, how you can get involved. And it's a really good way of doing it in this season. So if you want to know more, you're brand new to the church community recently, book in for that 07736. And then there should be a break, because that's what my generation do. That's the code. Yes, that's the code, right? The first.
So you're right, because you took a break and I was like, what happened? Where's the rest of the number?
It lacks musicality. Whoever wrote this does not know music. 07736.
That's the new generation, though, isn't it?
It's called rapping.
Yeah.
No, it's not rapping. It's not
New
even
generation.
rap. It's just a bunch of numbers, honestly.
People don't have landline.
07736. Something's in my throat. You read it.
Oh, okay, I'm going to take over. 0773669.
I'm trying to poison me now.
75218. It's just been so slick this morning, as you can see. This is better than Good Morning Britain, isn't it? This is it. This is Good Morning.
Oh my God.
It's brilliant. He's walked off. Oh, I
told you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The levels
my
of
word.
excitement.
Well,
Everything was a setup for that joke.
walk off. Is there another church that's looking for a host? We love you guys loads. Thanks for being with us today. Now, from the insanity of this place to the sanity of Musa and Aaron. They're going to take you through the rest of the service, and then we're going to have a worship time. God bless you guys. Have a great week. See you then.
Bye. Oh, amazing. I don't really know how to follow on from that, but what an absolutely incredible Sunday morning. Thank you all for bearing with us as well and for joining us this morning. It's been so good. I absolutely loved that message, Musa.
The teaching series over the last 4 weeks have just been phenomenal. They've really hit the heart, so it's definitely challenging.
It's been so outstanding.
Absolutely. But also, guys, book into the online services as well, guys. That's on the Junction Church website, so be sure to book in. Invite your world for the Easter Sunday and Good Friday services as well.
So excited to be back in person again. It's going to be so good. And as Pastor Roy mentioned, we've got Planted in the House coming up the 21st of March at 5 p.m. So all of the info should be in the comments if you would like to book in for that as well.
And also, there's also post-service hangouts as well. So when we're in person, we'd normally like to have tea and coffee and chat with each other. Obviously, we can't necessarily do that because we're online, but it's just another great opportunity just to connect with one another. So, guys, you could book into that via the comments as well with the online service parcel, which I just posted. So, Yes,
it's so good. Such a fun time and the conversations are always so fun, aren't they, Musa?
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, what better way to end the service than on a note of praise? So we're going to be going into another time of worship now. But hope you guys have an incredible rest of your Sunday and incredible rest of your week. Bye.
Oh, this is it. I'll leave it all behind. The past mistakes, I wished I could rewind. Are you moving forward today? As your grace lights up the way, you will never leave me astray. So I'll never run away. And now I'm drawing closer. And now I'm drawing closer. And no matter where I am reaching out again. And now I'm drawing closer. I'm drawing closer to you. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And through the things that I don't understand, oh, I will praise. To you I'll lift my hands. Oh, I am moving forward today. As your grace lights up the way, you will never lead me astray. So I'll never run away. And now I'm drawing closer. And now I'm drawing closer. And no matter where I am reaching out again. And now I'm drawing closer. I'm drawing closer to you. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And as I draw close to you, you draw close to me. 'Cause all that I want is you. 'Cause with you I am free. And now I'm drawing closer. And now I'm drawing closer. I'm drawing closer to you. 1, 2, 3, come on. Closer to you. In every season I am drawing closer to you. Oh, in every season I am drawing closer to you.